Okay, so what's going on, guys? I'm here today to show you a really nice, this is a Chinese Gibson I picked up from AliExpress, ALIexpress.com. You know, I just typed in 59 VOS Cherry, and this guitar came in like literally 9 days after. I think I bought it on a Friday, so you factor in 2 days of the weekend, and then 5 days, and then 2 days of the weekend, and it like came in the next Tuesday. So it was like 7 business days shipping time. It cost me something like $230 or $250, somewhere around there. And you know, I've had this guitar for going on about 4 months now, and I've been rocking the crap out of it. I mean, it's gorgeous. Look at this thing. I'm using an iPad camera, so you know the whole thing isn't exactly high def or something that you would say. And just trying to show you the stripes, get you some. Came with this little seam right there. See that seam? No big deal. So right out of the gates, I had to upgrade the electronics. I mean, it really wasn't that bad. In fact, I found that the original pickups that came with this guitar on my Class 5 amp sounded great, but on like a digital amp, right, it didn't sound good. Digital meaning like a solid state amp. So on a valve amp, the pickups that originally came out of China were awesome, and I think that's just because they're low tech. There's, you know, not serious high tech stuff in there, like modern pickups, like your DiMarzios or your EMGs. They were just crap pickups, and they sounded awesome. But with this thing, which is my, you know, my THR, Yamaha THR amp, Class 5, or THR5 is what it is, sorry, not a Class 5, this is a pure solid state amp. With that amp, those pickups sounded like crap. And so I primarily use this thing, you know, on a daily basis, all day long, every day. You know, when I get a free moment, come home, walk in, take off my shoes, turn this on. You know, I have something like 20 guitars. I have every guitar out there. You know, I've got a Roswell Rhodes, I've got a Randy Rhodes, I've got Telecasters, Stratocasters, Squires, P-Bass, Jazz Bass, Ibanez USA Custom, ESP Explorer. I have an Epiphone Black Beauty, I have a Dimebag, Washburn, Dime Bolt with a custom paint job. You know, I have all kinds of guitars. I just picked this one up, actually. This is my newest guitar. This is an Ibanez. It's the RG3XXV, so it's their 25th anniversary Ibanez. And I'll make a video of this one when I go on a business trip here in the next couple of days. Maple neck, you know, locking nut. This is a real Ibanez, okay? This isn't no Chinese crap, although it is Indonesian. This is DiMarzio Air Norton S. I love this pickup. Oh my God, this pickup is amazing. And then a DiMarzio something or other right here on this side, and it's got the Zero tremolo with the you know, that little wheel that turns, really nice. Anyway, so back on this guitar, the whole point of this video. So right out of the gates, Chinese guitar, you know, $200-something. 7 days later, 4 months later. But I had changed the pickups. All right, I had originally had Chinese pickups, whatever the hell were in them. They were not wax potted, meaning you could talk into them, into your amplifier, which was pretty fun, you know, amusing. I changed all the electronics out. I'm talking the switch, the cable from the switch to the pickups, to the pots. I changed out the pots, the switch, the cables. I mean, there was nothing electronic in this guitar left, right? I did everything myself, and so all the parts I used were from Dragonfire. With that said, the pickups I got in here are also Dragonfire. Dragonfire guitars. You know, just type that in Google. These pickups are, they're PHAT screamers, PHAT PHAT screamers. They have incredibly huge poles. Look at those poles. They are amazing. And I don't recommend these pickups if you're playing through something like a 10 or an 8 size amplifier, because you will clip that amp, meaning the bass response you get from these pickups will just destroy that amp. Play these through a 12 set, or, you know, if you got electronic, you know, like computer stuff, you know, computer amplifier simulators, that's cool, right? And sometimes they'll even clip this little thing. And this thing has like 8cm speakers. But here in a second, when I fire this up, you're not going to think they're 8cm speakers. You're going to think there's something way bigger and better. And that's just the nature of this amp. So hi-fi amp, really solid pickups, decent guitar. I had no problems with the action, no problem with fret buzzing, warped neck, none of that stuff. In fact, all I had to do was adjust the truss rod just a little bit to get the curve that I wanted out of it. And lowered the action as low as I could get it without it blowing up the, the action, the fret buzzing and all that stuff. I kind of went too far, came back up, went back down, found where I wanted it to be. It took a couple weeks to get this guitar exactly where I wanted it to be, as opposed to this guitar. This is an Ibanez 25-year anniversary guitar, and this guitar, out of the box, was perfect. All I had to do is drop the action like 2 turns down on the high strings, and then like quarter turn right here on the low strings. So the high strings are great, just drop it down a little bit, and that's just to suit my playing style. Now the reason why I got these PHAT screamers is because I wanted a rich full body tone, and you get that. Changed the pots. I later went in, because they come with 4-wire splits, right? So 4 leads out of there, meaning you can coil split these pickups. And originally I did not. I went in later on and bought a coil tap from Dragonfire, coil split, push-pull pot, and I only split this pickup. I don't know which coil is operating. It's probably that one, I imagine. I don't know. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I pull it up. Oh yeah, I also reversed. So this is my bridge set. This is my bridge, and the reason why is because on a typical Les Paul, the bridge is down here. It's down here. It's these pots, and so it's kind of dumb for me playing bridge primarily for the most part to have to reach all the way down just to do my volume. So I actually just, when I went in there and redid the electronics, I put bridge here and then neck there. Bridge, neck. So my push-pull engaging is right there. That's the volume to the neck pickup. Up, obviously, is coil split. Down is straight up humbucker. So to give you some sounds, this is the Yamaha THR5. I'm running through the Brit high. Tone's about 1 or 2 o'clock. Master's about 1 or 2 o'clock. Gain is 12 o'clock. No effect, but the delay and reverb, I'm using the delay / reverb, and that's about at the R and E. So where it says Rev, R-E-V, it's like right there in the middle. Volume's about 11. I hope it's not too loud, because I don't have to remake this whole video. So here's the bridge, Dragonfire screamers, PHAT screamers, upgraded electronics, upgraded pots, Yamaha THR5, and Chinese Les Paul custom. Forgot to mention, I'm using one of these. This is so there's a guy on YouTube, his name is Pixie Licks. I guess his real name is Steve, Pixxylix, Pixie Licks. He recommended this. It's a Buffalo Horn Pic. And I typically use these picks right here. Let me grab one for you. I typically use, your Dunlap Tortix 1.14 purple sharp. Like, see how that's sharp? Well, when I got my Buffalo, I had to make sure it was sharp. See the groove it has on there? I kind of don't like that, but I kind of do. It gives you a nice bright attack. I like this pick. In fact, I have like 100 and something of those purple Dunlaps, and I've been using those for years, right? I've just been using those purple ones for years, but I just picked this one up on eBay, like $7. I'll probably buy a few more. I kind of like the attack. Pickup. Just wanted to show you that. That's the PHAT Screamer with incredibly large poles. It's extra wound. It's super hot. I recommend the hell out of these pickups. In fact, I'm taking pickups out of my other guitars and putting these in there. So that means I'm junking EMGs. I'm junking DiMarzios. I probably won't junk the DiMarzios out of this guitar because it's an Ibanez. It's a real fucking badass guitar. So I'm showing you the bridge so that here in a second, when I show you the neck, you can see what I'm talking about. So we'll do a switch in the middle. So that's the neck, both coils. that good of guitars. I do apologize for that. So that's the neck, both coils. We'll do a push-pull in the middle of another run. Hear that jangle? This is the coil split. You hear that jangle? Listen. Coil split neck. So that's the neck split. Let's go to the neck normal. Let's try that again, split. These Dragonfire pickups are really amazing. I recommend you guys, first off, buy as many of these Chinese Gibsons as possible. You know, without getting into politics too much, it really sucks what happened to Gibson, the company, with the federal government rating them. That really sucks, okay? And I support Gibson, but I don't support Gibson charging $3,000, $5,000, $6,000 for guitars. I don't support Gibson selling their classic Les Paul types for $1,000. I just don't support $1,000 guitars. Not of this type, okay? You know, this is the thing about Fender and Gibson. They'll have 50 different types of Fenders and Gibsons, and they're all the same guitar with different color, different types of whatever here and there, and they call that, you know, like the John Blow custom or the Mark Bob custom, when it's really all the same goddamn guitar, you know? And I understand that's their business model, but when I think of a custom guitar, let me show you what I'm talking about. And this is just because I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. That, my friends, is a custom guitar. Not this. This is some classic-looking Zeppelin-type guitar, as I call them. And that's just because I grew up in the 90s shredding rock. Incidentally, this is my Jackson fake Roswell Rhodes, meaning I